The taxi driver who picked up his birth nurse. London's rain made the streets glisten like sheets of black glass when the call came through. Pickup needed near St. Mary's Hospital. Daniel flicked his wipers, sighed at the meter, and rolled forward into the endless queue of headlights. It felt like any other night shift. Quiet, routine, forgettable. But what waited at the curb would rewrite the story of his life. An elderly woman stood under a dim street lamp, clutching a weathered umbrella and a shopping bag filled with oranges. She smiled as she eased herself inside. "Cold evening, isn't it?" she said, voice warm despite the rain. Daniel nodded, driving off. She spoke with gentle clarity, as if every word was a memory. She mentioned she lived alone, near the river, and used to work in the maternity ward at St. Mary's, back when it was still painted blue. Something in Daniel stopped. His mother often talked about his birth, how chaotic it had been, premature lungs, nurses rushing, someone holding him and whispering, "You're safe." That little detail always stuck with him. "What years did you work there?" Daniel asked casually. She chuckled. "Oh, ages ago, early 80s. I must have delivered hundreds of little fighters back then." His heartbeat picked up. "Funny," she continued. "I still remember one. A tiny boy, born far too early. Everyone feared he wouldn't last the night. But I held him until he stabilized. His mother cried. I cried. We all did. I think I whispered something. 'You're safe now.'" Daniel's hands tightened around the wheel. His pulse roared louder than the rain. "My mum used to tell me that exact story," he whispered, "about a nurse who said those words." She turned her gaze to him, intent, searching, almost fragile. "What was his name?" Daniel told her. Silence filled the cab, heavy, electric, trembling. She exhaled softly. "I remember him." Her voice cracked. "I remember you." The car rolled to a stop outside her building, but neither moved. Her eyes shone with the unmistakable weight of decades, nights without answers, wondering what became of tiny lives she once protected. Daniel reached back, took her hand gently. "You saved me," he said. Her smile trembled. "And you brought me home." Rain tapped the roof like soft applause. Two strangers, bound by a moment 30 years old, sat in shared wonder, neither quite believing it, both certain it mattered. She stepped out slowly, squeezing his hand before closing the door. "Stay safe," she whispered, one more time. He watched her disappear into the glow of her entryway, heart fuller than before. Sometimes life loops back on itself, offering answers where none were expected, and reminding us that the people who first held us may find us again when we least imagine. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow.